So we're living in such unprecedented times. I don't think any of us have ever experienced anything quite like this ever before. And so it's more important than ever to be able to ground, connect to that which is not dependent on shopping, not dependent on socializing, not dependent on being entertained by outside distractions besides what we can find on the computer, which of course there's a lot. But this is really an opportunity to go inwards, to connect to oneself, connect to one's breath, most importantly. And it's interesting that this time of Carona, the breath is so important. The breath, the Hebrew word for breath is neshima, and the Hebrew word for soul is neshama. So everybody's really trying to access, I think, both of these things. For people who are struggling, it's the breath that is so absolutely important. And for all of us at home, isolated, quarantined, accessing the soul is a special challenge and something that we really want to try to do, and we invited to do constantly all the time. So let's settle down, feel the grounding, feel your sitting bones on a block or on a blanket underneath you, feel your spine nice and straight, your head just loose and floating at the top of that spine. And just close your eyes and just connect to your breath. We're not going to manipulate the breath right now. I just want you to feel that breath. Just feel yourself breathing in and out through your nostrils. And I would like to read you a poem from, of course, Dana Falls. This is her latest book of poetry called What's True Here. And she has a poem called I Breathe This Moment. So while you're breathing, I would like you to listen. I breathe in acceptance and breathe out fear, making space for all of me to be here without judgment. I breathe in love for the hidden, dark, and quaking places. I breathe ease into tightness and light into the shadowy, walled-off rooms of the psyche where doors were tightly closed for so long and windows shuttered. I breathe in divine presence and let go of any obstacles I can. I breathe this moment deep into the center of my being and breathe out everything that isn't now. I breathe in power, strength, courage, and the willingness to say yes to life, not as I wish it to be, but as it is, resplendent in its silent generosity. So I think that's really beautiful. I just want to stop the beeping, so I'm just going to put on switch off something here so we don't get the beeping anymore, and that would be good, and then we'll continue. So the breath is everything. Let's place our hands on our belly and breathe into the belly. Nice inhale into the belly. And exhale, letting that belly contract. In order to breathe into the belly, you've got to relax the belly. So relax the belly and breathe into the belly. And then contract that belly. And one more, just breathing into the belly. Breathe into the belly. And then contract the belly. Now we're going to take the breath up from belly and include the ribs. So we're breathing into the belly. Open up those ribs. Relax the ribs. Contract the belly. Breathe into the belly. Open the ribs. Relax the ribs. Contract the belly. One more, belly and ribs. Breathe into the belly. Open those ribs. Contract, relax the ribs, contract the belly. Now we're going to take the breath all the way up into the chest and the lungs. So breathe into the belly. Open those ribs. And keep inhaling to take the breath all the way up into the chest. And then release that breath from the upper chest. Release those ribs. Pull in the belly. Let's do 3 more like this. Breathe into the belly. Open those ribs. Take the breath right into the chest. Hold it in the chest. And then release the chest and the lungs. Release those ribs. Pull in the belly. And we'll do 1 more. Breathe into the belly. Relax the belly. Open the ribs. Open the chest. Hold the breath in the chest. And then relax. Relax the chest. Relax those ribs. Pull in the belly. Okay, so let's take the arms out to the side and just reach them up above, stretching up the spine, stretching out the upper body, turning the palms down. Let's stretch out the rib cage. So we're going to come over and we're opening up the whole left side of the body, just bending over and stretching, 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 stretching. And inhale, come up. Reach. Exhale, going down and stretching that right side of the body. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Inhale. Up, and we're going to go forward. So coming forward, just walk forward, walk your hands forward, walk as far forward as you can, and then drop your head down. And I'm going to pick my head up just to talk to you, but keep your head down and just rock from side to side, loosening inside those hips. And then creep your hands over to the right side, so you kind of leaning over your right thigh, and walk out your left hand a little further and just stretch across your back. Come forward, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And now walking over, opening the back and the side body, walking your right hand a little more forward as you're leaning over your left thigh. And then come forward and walk yourself upright. Good. So let's just sit and feel. Take a few deep and easy breaths without manipulating the breath in any way, just breathing in and out through your nostrils. Concentrating on expanding the rib cage, bringing cleansing air in through the nostrils, releasing and relaxing. As you release, you're relaxing and letting go of what you no longer need to be holding. You're just breathing in, nice full breath, and just release. Let it go, let yourself relax, shake out your shoulders. Let your shoulders be nice and loose, loose shoulders, and then pick your shoulders up to your ears with the inhale, and let it go. Inhale, let it go with an exhale. Let it go. One more. Good. Now, because this class is going to be focused a lot on expanding the rib cage, I hope addressing some of the lung issues that if you got corona, if you had corona, if you have just been in the corona world, you've been affected, and possibly your lungs have been affected. Even if it's fear and anxiety, it affects the lungs. So we're going to try and work the lungs in different ways. So the next posture, we're going to put our hands behind us. The fingers can face away from you or towards you. I'm just going to open up those lungs. I'm going to put my fingers towards me. I'm leaning on the palms of my hands. And every time I inhale, I'm going to roll my shoulder blades together and open my front chest. And I'm going to exhale and relax. I'm going to inhale, roll my shoulder blades together, my shoulders towards each other behind me. And exhale, release. I'm going to do this one more time like this. Inhale and exhale. Now the next time I'm going to do this, I'm going to do a dragon's breath, which means when I exhale, I'm going to open my mouth and let the air just go out to the ceiling. So let's all do that. We're going to breathe in through our nostrils and exhale through the mouth. And you really want it to sound like a very fiery dragon. So inhale through your nostrils and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. Good. Interlock the fingers above you. Stretch up over to the right. Inhale up. Over to the left. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Stretching out. And here we are. So I wanted to do some standing postures. And I've been finding these very beneficial. So come into a squat on your way up to a stand. And then we're just going to stretch out those legs, stretch them out, and slowly with bent knees, let's roll up to a stand. So we're going to start very slowly, and I just want you to feel yourself hanging down towards the floor. Just hanging down. Your head is very loose. Your knees are soft. And we're going to make our way down to the floor, hands down to the floor. And before we do anything else, just rock forward and back. Rock forward and back, loosening up some of the ankle and the wrist joints, rocking forward and back, and then stepping back into a downward facing dog, and just doing some of this rocking in the downward dog. Just rocking forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, and then let's drop onto the knees, flatten the feet, and come back into a child's pose. And I'm going to put my head down at first, but then, and I want you to keep your head down. I'm going to lift my head to talk to you, but I want you to keep your head down. So while you're in this posture, breathe in deeply and feel your belly expanding against your thighs. And as you breathe out, feel the belly moving away from the thighs. Breathe in and the belly expands. And then breathe out, the belly contracts. Good, let's do that one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. And now we're coming onto all fours, hooking the toes. and pushing up into the downward facing dog. And let's walk that dog to stretch out the thigh, the calf muscles. Walking the dog, walk, walk, walk. Now I'm going to show you an exercise now that I think is the best lung cleansing exercise that I've come across. And goes like this. You drop onto your knees. And we're very familiar with the 8-point pose. So, and if you're not familiar with it, we have 2 feet on the ground, 2 knees on the ground, 2 hands on the ground, and then we're going to do chest and chin onto the ground. So I'm bending my elbows backwards, and I'm coming down chest and chin onto the ground. Chest and chin. Now I hope you can still see me. This exercise that I want to show you is just rocking on the chest, just rocking by moving your buttocks left and right while your head is facing forward, and just feel that massage that your lungs are getting. You're just letting your buttocks rock back and forth, rock, 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 and then you can come up into your cobra, back onto all fours, back into child's pose, and then sitting back up. So I'm going to, you can stay at the back of your mats. I'm just going to shift to talk to you. So I hope that you could see that when I was lying flat down on the mat. But it's interesting that I've been listening to different things online. I'm sure all of you have a million different things to do. And they found that patients in intensive care with Carona, when they were lying on their backs, were doing much worse than when they lay on their stomachs and put pressure on their lungs, because put pressure on their chest, because most of your lung action is actually in your back. And when you lie down on your chest, you're giving your lungs more chance to operate. And what I found is when you rock the buttock side to side like that, just rock, 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 it's really, the whole diaphragm is getting massaged, and that's kind of influencing up into the lungs. And I really find that that's been incredibly interesting and a good lung cleanser. So you just lie flat down, rock your buttock side to side, and notice what's going on in your lungs. If there is anything there that needs to be cleared, you'll feel it, and you can keep doing it until that kind of congestion or raspiness clears. So before we move on, this is a good time to do alternate nostril breathing. I'm just looking for a tissue. 1 second. So I have tissues here. So alternate nostril breathing, we're balancing the left side of the body with the right side of the body. We're balancing the yin, the yang with the yin, the masculine with the feminine, the extrovert with the introvert. We're balancing all these different aspects of self, and we want to see that we clear the nasal passages, and we get a good trying to stop interruptions. We get a good cleansing. So clear your passages with a tissue, and take up your left hand, your right hand, and your right thumb, and block off your right nasal, right nostril, and breathe. We're going to all breathe in through the left side. So breathing in through the left. Taking a nice big breath. Close both your nostrils using one of your free fingers. Hold that breath in. Release your thumb and breathe out on the right side. Breathe in on the right. Nice big breath. Hold the breath in the lungs. Release on the left side. Breathe in on the left. Hold the breath in. Out on the right. Last round. Breathe in on the right. Close. Hold. Out on the left. Breathe in on the left. Close. Out on the right. Good. So working on cleansing, decongestifying, I don't think that's really a word, and bringing vitality and balance to the body. So let's do that lung massage again. So here we are. We on all fours, tabletop position, stretching out the ankles. Just walk your downward facing dog. Walk it, walk it, walk it, walk it, walk it. Pressing back away from your hands. Dropping the knees down. We're going to go for 8-point pose again. Chest and chin come down in front of your fingers. Chest and chin. Then stretching out and just doing this little rock. Right away I feel I want to cough and cleanse my lungs, clear my lungs. So just keep doing it. Breathing in and out through your nostrils. And then when you're ready to stop that, let's all push up into Cobra pose. Up into tabletop. Back into child. And here we are once again in tabletop pose. So tabletop pose is a nice pose. We can do a couple dog and cat poses, dog and cat backs. So breathing into your dog. Exhale into cat. Inhale into dog, back. Exhale into cat. And let's do one more. Breathe into dog. And exhale into cat and pull it back into extended cat. So your back's round. Pull it all the way back with a round, round, round back. And then come back into your tabletop position. So I like to protect my knees a little. So let's thread the needle. I'm going to lift up my left arm, lift up your left arm and just take it right through, all the way through. Move your right hand so it's out of the way, all the way through, and take your hand to your lower back. And then come out, and we'll do it the other way. So lifting up the right arm, and exhale all the way through, and then coming back up. Okay. So I want to do some floor exercises, and I want to make sure that you're going to see me. So I see that you definitely should see me. I've moved a little back here. Okay. So sitting back and getting ready to do a sequence that is called Salutation to the Earth. It's a very grounding sequence, one of my favorites. Also, if we're not feeling so energetic or powerful or athletic, it's a great way to move into other more challenging active postures. So salutation to the earth is grounding. It's on the earth. We stay down most of the time, all of the time. And I guess right now we can't get enough of grounding. So before we begin, we can just do some seated dog and cats, just like that. Good. Let's come into salutation to the earth. So a nice in-breath. Hands come forward, and we're going to move into our upward facing dog. So we lift it off the ground, and we're kind of making like a hammock. Now I'm just going to add in a variation. I'm going to go from up dog to down dog. So let's do that all together. From up dog to down dog. And to up dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Drop your knees onto the floor. Sit back, and we're going to flip the feet around. And now we're sitting upright with extended legs. So just maybe your ankles need a little more lubrication. A great way to lubricate the ankles is to lift up your knees if at first touching your toes isn't so available. And just pedal 1 foot forward and then the other foot forward. 1 foot forward, other foot forward. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's try that with pushing the feet a little further forward. Now my knees are less bent. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And how, if we push the feet a little further forward. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good, I'm going to take my right hand and pull my left feet towards me and just twist over to my left side. Sitting up, nice stretch in the back. Coming the other way around. Pulling the left foot, pulling the right foot forward and turning to the right side. Good. And now I feel ready for my forward fold. So I hope you do too. Let's go. We're going to breathe in. Lifting up, exhale. Hands can grab those toes if you're able. If not, you can grab your shins or grab whatever it is that you have available to grab. Breathing in, lifting the head up. Breathing out, dropping the head down. Breathing in, lifting the head up. Breathing out, dropping the head down. One more. Breathing in. Exhale. Dropping the head down. Good. So we want to make space behind us because we're going to roll back into a plow pose. So just using those hips to shuffle forward. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle forward. And then you can lift up your knees. And here we are, sitting ready to roll back into plow pose. So I'm just going to roll back, and my legs are going behind me. While we're in this pose, let's open the legs and close them. Open the legs and close, open, and close. And support your lower back. Let's just kick the legs up into the sky. Point and flex those feet. And then we're going to come forward and down, come forward and down, coming forward and coming into a wide leg forward fold. Bending over the left leg. Inhale and exhale, nice and easy. While we're stretching over that leg, let's get a nice inhale and exhale. And then stretching over the right extended leg. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then now we're going to roll back to come into our bridge pose. So just lay down nice and easy. Plug your knees to your chest. Wrap your arms around your knees. And let's just give the lower back a little massage. And then putting the feet down on the ground, let the knees drop over to the left side while we turn to look right. And then pick the knees up and drop them over to the right side while we look to the left. And we'll do it one more time. This is a warm-up for our bridge. Dropping the legs over to the left while we look right. And in fact, you can even stretch out your left leg all the way down to the edge of the mat. Take your left hand, grab your right knee, and really pull that right knee all the way over, over, over. And let's just stay here in a nice reclined twist. Breathing in and out, breathing in and out. And then letting that go, straight both your legs. Pick up your left leg, take your right hand on the outside of your left leg and pushing over. Pushing it all the way over. Really nice reclined twist. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. And then coming back. And now we're ready for our bridge pose. So just taking your inhale and pressing up into the bridge. So let's go. Pressing up into the bridge. You can interclasp your hands underneath you. Roll your shoulders together. Roll your shoulders together underneath you and press up into the bridge. And then cross the legs and we're coming forward. And we are here. I'm going to come forward to face you. So from this position where you came up with your crossed legs, take your hands, put your hands in front of you, uncross your legs behind you. And we now have a foot there and a foot there, just sitting back. And let's just breathe really nice and easily for a few breaths. Whatever you've been dealing with, as I've said before, if you had Corona, if you didn't have Corona, if you were sick and you weren't sure if it was Corona, if you suddenly had severe allergies, which you don't usually have, or you had an unusually challenging flu in that it just never seemed to go, and every time you thought you were better, you found that you weren't quite better. So you're in the Corona aura, because that's all Corona induced. And we have to be very kind to ourselves, take a lot of time for breathing, and a lot of time for relaxing and grounding. We're just sitting and just breathing easily and comfortably. And we're going to prepare for camel pose. So camel pose, You can roll up your mat or use a blanket under your knees to give your knees support. So we just coming up into it, being up on your half stand, standing on your knees. So interclasp your hands behind you, and just like we did in bridge, you're going to roll those shoulders back and take a little mini back bend like that. And working on camel pose, which is a difficult pose. Don't do it if your back isn't ready for it, but we'll take it very slow. I'm going to lift up my right arm up and put it behind me. I'm going to reach for my right heel, lift up my left arm, and just arch back. And drop. Now I'm going to lift up my left arm, arch it back to my left heel, lift up my right arm, and then just arch back. Now if you're feeling like you're ready to do a full camel, I don't think I'm going to do it without supporting my back today. So you could also do it with your hands on both heels. So you could bring your arms up and bring your hands back to your heels, or what I'm going to do, I'm going to engage grappa, glutes, rectum, anus, pubis, perineum, and abdominals. Thank you, Paula. And I'm going to engage all of that and just open up into the supported camel pose and come out of it like that. So that's salutation to the earth. We have time to do it again. So let's do that whole sequence again. It's very nice. It opens the back, it opens the chest, it opens the lungs, and gives us a chance to stay grounded and supported by the floor. The floor is a great aid. If you're feeling anxious, lay down on the floor. If you're feeling achy, take a red ball, those little bouncy balls, and put it underneath you, lay down on the floor. If you can't sleep because your bed is kind of moving in all the wrong places, bumpy in the wrong places, lay down on the floor. Okay, so here we are. So breathing in and up, arms up above the head, hands come down, extend those hands forward. Feel that nice extended child's pose. Let's creep over to the left and stretch it out. Come forward, creep over to the right, stretch it forward. And then walk your way forward, 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 and come either into a cobra or an up dog. So an up dog's a little different. You're lifting off the ground, opening up the chest, drop the knees, pull back. Let's flip those legs forward, and now we are in this forward fold. If your hamstrings still feel a little tight, keep the knees bended, arms out to the side and up. Exhale forward. Drop the head. Pedal those feet to get a stretch all the way from the top of the head down the back, right under the glutes, right into the hamstrings, all the way to the heels and the ankles. Breathing in and out, breathing in and out, breathing in and out. Sitting up, using those hips, and just stretch legs can be stretched out. Use your hips shuffle all the way to the front of your mat. Sitting, you can just put your nose between your knees. Feel that nice little wrapped feeling. And then we're going to unwrap and move into plow. So unwrap. Here we go into our plow pose. Nice stretch to the neck and the back. open and close, open and close, open and close. Stretch up into a little shoulder stand. Rotate those heels, point and flex the feet. And then we're going to come forward into a forward fold. Bend those legs again. We're going to roll down and come into bridge. Lift up the buttocks, the pelvis, interclasp the fingers underneath you. And just be in bridge, feeling a little pressure on the thyroid. It's a stimulant to the thyroid to feel the chin pressing right down into the throat. And then relax. Gather those knees into you. Rock. Let's do the recline twist. Over to one side. Breathing in. Over to the other side. Hugging those knees to you. Let's introduce a little happy baby while we're here. Just letting yourself rock, 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 back and forth. Legs go up. Let's do dead bug. It's a funny name for a pose. Just shake everything out. It's not dead bug, it's a scary bug, scared bug. Breathe in. Let's shake that out again. These hums are very helpful. Good. So we're going to roll forward, moving into this camel variation. Hands to the back. Roll the shoulders back. Open the chest and take it back. And here we go. And that's a very nice salutation to the earth sequence. So we have 15 minutes left. I think what I'd like to do is do a balance pose, and then we'll come down into moving towards Shavasana pose. So standing up, just getting ourselves upright. And once we're upright, it's kind of nice to come down from being up. So just have very soft knees. You're just going to flop down again. And just feel yourself hanging down. Nice rocking side to side. Rocking side to side. Arms are out to the side. Let's lift up to the left. Come out. Lift up to the right. And come up and down. So for our balance pose today, we can do eagle pose. So there's different variations of eagle pose, from really easy to more challenging. So I'm going to take my right leg and just cross it over my left leg, and take my right arm, my left arm, and cross it under my right. So it's opposite to my legs. I'm going to wrap, and I'm just going to bend forward like this in my eagle pose. And come up and let it go. Other side, taking the left leg, crossing it over the right, taking the right arm underneath the left, squeezing everything together, bending those knees, and just folding down, down, down. And coming up and letting that go. Now to do it a little more ambitiously, I'm going to take my right leg over. Let's go to level 2. I'll just give a little stretch on this side, which is always a fun stretch to do. So instead of my right foot being on the ground, I'm going to try and wrap it around my standing leg and come into eagle that way. So the foot's wrapped around and I'm coming forward, I'm going down, I'm coming forward, I'm going down, I'm coming forward. And that's my eagle pose. Coming out. And the last time, take the left leg over. Let's do this little stand and stretch. Then lifting that left leg, wrapping it around the right leg. Whoops. Right arm comes under, left. Really hug yourself towards yourself. Integrate, get tiny, get compact, get yangy, and squeeze yourself into a ball and come down. So we're going to come down, but before we come down, let's just hang forward in this forward fold. And just be here and make your way down to the mat. And I think we'll move into Shavasana pose. You can do a nice long Shavasana with the meditation. So coming down and getting comfortable on your mat and laying yourself out and get comfortable. Now, I'm going to show you different variations for your Shavasana if you would like to do them. If your lower back is tight, when you lay down, you might not be so comfortable to stretch out your legs. You could put a support underneath your knees. So when you lay down, you can rest your knees on a support. It can be a little more flat and better organized than that. If you'd like to, you could also put your feet in this Baddha Konasana pose or goddess pose, and your heels are together, your thighs are opening, your knees are opening, and you could put a support under each knee so that when you lay back, you're laying back like that. And one further variation, which if you don't have a blanket next to you, I would get one. Maybe we could all just do this for a minute unless you've already moved into your Shavasana, but this is really nice and it's a lung opener. It's a supported fish pose. So you prepare your blanket and you put it right behind your sacrum. So when you lay down, you've got your chest supported, and then you could either make it so that your head hangs off of the blanket or your head is supported on the blanket. It's kind of your choice. If your head hangs over the blanket, it's more expansive in the chest area. And then you just lay like this with your chest raised and lifted while you're in Shavasana pose. Like that. It feels very, very nice to just lay in this supported fish. As your body starts to relax and your chest opens. Right, as I said, if it's not so comfortable for your head hanging down like that, you could have it on the same level as the support underneath your chest, and you'll still get chest open. So whatever position is comfortable for you to be in for Shavasana, this is, you can just find your way into. So every do not disturb was on, so I apologize for that. So just being in the space of Shavasana, just relaxing, letting your body just dissolve and relax into the supports that are underneath you. So moving through, starting with the head, I'm going to teach you a progressive relaxation, which is a great way to relax when you're not feeling so relaxed. So you start off, let's start off and just squeeze your eyes tight. Squeeze your eyes really, really tight. They close, but just squeeze them tight and then just let them relax. Then make a grimace with your face and move your mouth into a big smile and tense and activate all the muscles around your jaw, pulling the muscles, opening the smile towards the ears. And then just let that jaw completely relax. And then activate the neck. And then just let it relax. Tense your arms, your hands and your fingers and make fists of your hands and tense up your whole arm up to your shoulder. And then just let that relax. Push your chest up to the sky. And then just let your chest relax. Squeeze your belly, tighten your belly, pull up your pelvis as if you can't find a bathroom and you're in a big amusement park. And then let that relax. And finally, stretch out your whole, tense out your whole leg from the top of the thigh all the way to the heel on both legs, and then just let that relax. And now your whole body has been tensed and released, and you can just relax, breathing deeply, letting your whole body sink into a beautiful sense of peace and ease. Nothing to do but just be here and follow the rise and fall of your breath. If it makes it easier for you, each time you breathe in, you could say, now I'm breathing in. And each time you breathe out, you could say to yourself, now I'm breathing out. Now I'm breathing in. Now I'm breathing out. Now I'm breathing in. And now I'm breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Letting yourself be completely relaxed. Letting your muscles just melt into the floor. Your bones melt into the floor. and your muscles just melt off of your bones. And we'll be here just for another few moments. Savor the release and the relaxation. Let it imprint onto your consciousness so you know what it feels like, so you can bring yourself back to this state of released bones, relaxed muscles, deep breathing, feeling supported by the floor, and just staying in tune and in touch with each and every breath, with nothing else in your awareness, just each and every breath. So because our time is almost up, we have to come out of this now. So start to stretch yourself out of this beautiful relaxation. Start with micro movements, opening fingers, making fists and releasing the hand, pointing and flexing the feet. And when you're ready, stretching your arms up above your head, pushing your heels away from you to get a nice long body yawn, rolling over onto one side into a fetal position. And just being in that position for a few moments, maybe make a resolution for the rest of the day, the rest of your life, the rest of the week, whatever works for you. Before you sit up, I just want to read this poem while you're still in that fetal position. I breathe this moment. I breathe in acceptance and breathe out fear, making space for all of me to be here without judgment. I breathe in love for the hidden, dark, and quaking places. I breathe ease into tightness and light, into the shadowy, walled-off rooms of the psyche, where doors were tightly closed for so long and windows shuttered. I breathe in divine presence and let go of any obstacles I can. I breathe this moment deep into the center of my being and breathe out everything that isn't now. I breathe in power, strength, courage, and the willingness to say yes to life, not as I wish it to be, but as it is, resplendent in its silent generosity. So come and sit up straight, sitting upright in a seated upright position. We'll just take a moment to take the arms up above, make little cups, receive shefa from above, bring that down into a bowl of blessing that you receive from above. Place that cup of blessing onto your heart. Endorse yourself for being here, endorse yourself for doing yoga. Let's have in mind all the people that need healing, sending them light, blessings for complete and speedy healings. All those people that need, and all the people that are anxious should feel calm. We should move out of this very strange state, deeper, better, more united, more connected, more appreciative, more generous, more kind, more open, more loving. Thank you for being with me. Shalom, shalom. I'm going to unmute you.